I honestly think the return of Beyond the Gates just changed the entire power structure of the show. And the craziest part is that Doug didn't come back with tears, apologies, or some emotional reunion. No, he came back with a plan. That detail alone tells me everything. A man who survives a fatal accident and immediately seeks out Deanna instead of his own family is not returning for love, he's returning for war. And the fact that Deanna was the first person he trusted, that says a lot more than people realize. I keep thinking about the timing here because it cannot be accidental. Deanna had just reached a breaking point with Vanessa. She was emotionally vulnerable, disappointed, isolated, and probably questioning every alliance she had. Then suddenly Doug appears out of nowhere alive. That feels almost surgical to me. Like Doug had been watching everything from a distance and chose the exact moment when Deanna would be most willing to turn against Vanessa. So now I'm asking myself, how long has Doug actually been alive? Because if the accident truly happened the way everyone believed, how did he survive without anyone knowing? And more importantly, who helped him disappear? Somebody had to provide money, shelter, medical treatment, maybe even a fake identity. Doug doesn't strike me as the kind of man who could pull that off completely alone. And this is where Joey becomes terrifying. The show keeps quietly reminding us that Randy knows everything about Joey. That line is not random exposition. Writers don't repeat information like that unless it matters later. Randy being close to Joey means Doug suddenly has indirect access to Joey's secrets, routines, weaknesses, maybe even evidence connected to the accident. Doug going to Deanna first might not even be emotional at all. She could simply be the safest route to Randy. But then another possibility hit me. What if Randy already knows Doug is alive? Seriously? Think about it. Randy knowing too much about Joey could also mean Randy has been covering for Joey this entire time. Maybe Randy helped clean up the accident scene. Maybe Randy knows Doug survived and kept quiet out of fear. Or worse, maybe Randy believed Joey already finished Doug off afterward. Because that's another thing nobody is talking about enough. If Joey tried to kill Doug once, then Doug's return is practically a death sentence unless he stays hidden. Doug himself clearly understands that. That's why he's demanding secrecy, even from Danelle and Vanessa. And honestly, that part shook me the most. Not telling Vanessa makes sense if Doug suspects she could unintentionally expose him. But not telling Donnell, that's deeper. That suggests Doug believes someone close to him cannot be trusted under pressure. Either Donnell talks too much, reacts emotionally, or Doug suspects he's more connected to Joey than anyone realizes. So this makes me wonder, what exactly happened the night of the accident? Because I no longer believe it was a simple murder attempt. I think there was a larger operation happening behind the scenes. Maybe Doug discovered financial crimes involving Joey. Maybe he uncovered hidden documents tied to Vanessa and Joey. Or maybe Joey isn't even the true mastermind. That's my biggest theory right now. Joey may only be the visible villain. There's someone else above him. The way Doug is behaving feels less like revenge and more like someone trying to dismantle an entire network carefully, piece by piece. If he only wanted Joey exposed, he could have contacted the police already. Instead, he's hiding in shadows and recruiting Deanna for a secret mission. That mission is the key to everything. Doug asking Deanna for help retrieving documents from Vanessa and Joey feels incredibly specific. Why documents? Why not recordings or witnesses? Documents suggest money trails, ownership records, forged signatures, medical files, or something legally explosive. And here's where I think the writers are planting clues in plain sight. Vanessa may not actually know the full truth. I know a lot of fans assume Vanessa's guilty, but I'm not convinced yet. Her recent behavior feels more like someone carrying hidden guilt rather than someone orchestrating murder. There's a difference. She may suspect Joey did something terrible but chose denial because the truth would destroy her life. Deanna's disappointment in Vanessa suddenly becomes much more important under that interpretation. Maybe Deanna recently noticed inconsistencies in Vanessa's stories. Maybe Vanessa slipped up emotionally whenever Doug's name came up. Maybe she protected Joey too quickly after the accident investigation closed. Little details like that matter in soaps. And then there's Joey himself. I genuinely think Joey is becoming one of the darkest characters the show has introduced because the danger around him doesn't feel emotional anymore. It feels calculated. Doug being legally dead gives Joey unbelievable power. If Doug disappears again, nobody would even open a serious investigation. Joey could erase him permanently this time. That realization changes every scene moving forward. Every secret meeting becomes dangerous. Every phone call matters. Every character who learns the truth instantly becomes a target. Which brings me to Deanna again, because I think she has no idea how deep she's already involved herself. Right now, she probably believes she's helping Doug uncover evidence. But what if Doug is not telling her everything either? That possibility keeps bothering me. Doug surviving for this long means he has secrets too. Potentially huge ones. What if Doug allowed people to believe he was dead for reasons beyond fear? What if there's something in his past that would destroy Deanna's trust immediately? The writers could easily flip this story by revealing Doug committed crimes alongside Joey years ago and only turned against him recently after betrayal. Imagine that twist. Deanna risks everything to help Doug, only to discover Doug himself is morally compromised. And honestly, that would fit the tone of the show perfectly. Because right now, nobody feels fully innocent anymore. Even Deanna's motivations are questionable if you look closely enough. Is she helping Doug because she wants justice or because she wants revenge against Vanessa? Those are not the same thing. Emotional pain can make people reckless. Doug may be manipulating that vulnerability intentionally, but that's not even the wildest possibility. Here's a theory I can't stop thinking about. What if the accident victim was never supposed to be Doug? I know that sounds insane, but soaps thrive on identity twists. What if Joey intended to kill someone else entirely and Doug accidentally uncovered the setup? Or what if there was another passenger nobody knows about? The show has been strangely vague about certain details surrounding the crash timeline, and that usually means writers are saving something. And if that's true, then there could still be another hidden survivor out there. Someone watching silently, someone who could expose everybody. Maybe that person is in prison somewhere. Maybe they're being paid to stay quiet. Or maybe Joey already found them first. That's what makes this storyline so effective for me. Every answer creates 3 more questions. Why did Doug wait until now to return? How did he know Deanna would help him? What exactly does Randy know? Why is Joey so dangerous that Doug fears even speaking to his own family? And the biggest question of all, what happens when Vanessa finally discovers Doug is alive? Because that reveal is going to explode everything. I can already picture the scene in my head. Vanessa seeing Doug standing there, completely frozen, unable to decide whether she's looking at a miracle or a ghost. And honestly, her reaction will tell us everything. If she breaks down emotionally, maybe she truly believed he died. But if her first reaction is fear instead of shock, then I'll know she's been hiding something much bigger. And I haven't even touched on Donnell yet. Donald worries me because characters kept in the dark this aggressively usually become accidental disasters. If Donald discovers the truth from someone else instead of Doug, betrayal could push him directly into Joey's hands. I could absolutely see Joey manipulating Donnell emotionally and convincing him Doug abandoned everyone voluntarily. That would be devastating, especially if Joey produces fake evidence to support it. Actually, now that I think about it, fake evidence may already exist. The closed investigation itself feels suspiciously clean. Too clean. In soap operas, real accidents leave messy emotional fallout and unresolved details. This case closed quickly, which usually means someone influential buried the truth. So, yes, my theory is that Doug's return is only the beginning. The accident was staged, or manipulated, Joey is more dangerous than anyone realizes. Vanessa may be hiding partial truth. Randy knows far more than he admits. And Deanna is about to become trapped in a conspiracy much larger than she expected. But the darkest possibility of all, Doug may not survive this storyline a second time. Because the moment Joey realizes Doug is gathering evidence, the countdown begins. Either Doug exposes the truth publicly, or somebody silences him permanently before he gets the chance. And somehow, I don't think the writers brought Doug back from the dead just for a simple revenge plot. I think they're building toward a revelation that will completely redefine who the real villain has been all along.